Howdy, Michael, the Mercedes guy here, and today we're working on a 124 car, and we're going to replace the heater fan. Now, I always recommend to people, don't put in a used fan. It's a bunch of work to swap it out, and it's not that much money for a brand new one. So we're going to start with putting this hood up, and this is similar to the 123 cars, although the mechanism is slightly different. And once we get the hood up, I prefer to put a safety line on it, either to your rear bumper or something like that. I'm going to use the rear door handle. And so my video guy is going to help me do this, and then we'll get back to the video. Okay, we've put the hood up, and I always like a safety. Now, in the garage, I'm not going to have a wind gust. But if you're outside, a wind gust could, bring this hood crashing down on you. Now, anytime you're working on your car, anything electrical or near electrical connections, you disconnect the negative cable from your battery. And depending on just what you're going to be doing, sometimes it's a good idea to take a rag and just put over that battery. That way, you aren't going to be shorting anything out. And since we're working in this general area here, it's a good idea. So we're going to start by pulling off some of this rubber trim here. That one comes off, and then this rear one also comes off. So we'll get those out of our way. And I like using the roof of the customer's car to keep stuff in order. Of course, you always want to cover it with some protection, and that way you got all the stuff right there. It's not going to get lost in your shop. And since I'm removing items from one side and another side, I've got one tray for fasteners for one side, another tray for items from the other side. So the next step is we'll pull off these rubber trims right here, and they just snap off. And there's a metal ridge here that actually goes right into these little clips. Now, if your car is from or in a state that uses de-icers on the roads, these clips may be missing or rusted away, in which case, get a hold of me. I'll pull some from a parts car for you. I'm in Oregon here, so they only recently started using chemicals on the road. So fortunately, as you can see, these clips are in beautiful shape. And then we've got some Phillips screws to take out. And I'm going to use the air hose here and give everything a blast to get all this stuff out of here. Whenever you use an air hose, one thing, this is a deadly device. You never play with it. You never blast it towards somebody. You can actually blow out somebody's eardrum or, hurt their eyes. So. Then I prefer power tools. 2 more screws that are right in here on each side, and of course my screw gun won't get them out. I got to use a shorter screwdriver. Okay, then we need to remove this panel right here. And this is a little bit of a tricky procedure. And often the fasteners are missing. So we got one fastener missing right here. This one's still here, which you unscrew. And you don't want to lose that baby. These fasteners right here, sometimes you can turn them with your fingers, but if they're tight, you bend a piece of wire. I use a welding rod, and there's little holes right here, and you can get that thing turning. And once you get it turning, then you can get that off of there. I don't know who devised these fasteners, but somebody had wild hair one night, and some spare plastic, obviously. And this one is kind of tucked in here, so let's see if it'll turn. It won't turn. Okay, so we're going to use our little wire to get that baby turning. Okay, save our little tool. And then this has a little clip right here. Use it. It's not a clip actually, it's just where it protrudes through a hole. So you want to release that so you don't break that. There's one on each side. There we go. Okay. Then there's these little, they're a smaller size Phillips. So you don't want to use your standard size Phillips for that, or you'll round them out, and then they'll be next to impossible to remove. So you want your next size smaller, and you want to be real careful here. And you don't want to lose those babies. They're the only place on the car they're used. If you lose them, just let me know. I have several, well, I've got about 60 parts cars here on premises. 1955 to 1994, so usually I have what people need. Especially little teeny parts, which most suppliers don't even want to be troubled with. Me, I'm glad to help you out. That little cover comes off. Then this assembly part is next. It's very brittle. You want to be very careful. And the thing about plastic, it gets old, it breaks. And I can hear it cracking and breaking. I'm just going to set that over that far. You really don't have to take it all the way out. Now there are hidden screws right down here. One on each side. Okay. Now, to avoid losing a screw down in there, we're going to use our little magnet trick. And you can take an old speaker and break the magnet off the back, and now you've got a way to grab that screw without losing it. Come on out of there. There we go. Can't lose it. Like I say, they're hidden behind those wiring harnesses. Come on out of there. There we go. Then, this panel should come off. Got a wiring harness in the way there. Okay, you want to just gently work this out of there. There we go. Everything sounds like it's breaking, but it's just snapping loose. Okay. Now we're starting to get to the innards of it, and we'll need to remove the windshield wiper assembly. And it's held in place by a couple of nuts over here, this clip, and a nut here, and one on the other side.